The internet can't stop talking about one photo. It's bold. It's raw. And it just redefined how we see Dakota Johnson. While the 50 Shades star has always carried a quiet kind of elegance, this new viral snapshot isn't about red carpets or designer gowns, it's about presence. The kind that fills the frame without needing filters or fanfare. In an industry obsessed with shrinking women down to fit a mold, Dakota just did the opposite. She stood tall. Literally and figuratively. The result? A wave of admiration, curiosity, and a reminder that true power doesn't have to shout. This isn't just another celebrity photo op, it's a moment that's changing the conversation. Let's break it down. It all began with a single image, one candid photo that hit social media in early 2025 and instantly caught fire. No red carpet, no magazine spread, just Dakota Johnson stepping into the daylight with a kind of effortless grace that made everyone stop scrolling. Her long silhouette, natural poise, and unfiltered confidence radiated through the shot. It wasn't staged, it wasn't polished, and that's exactly why it struck such a nerve. Fans flooded the comments, calling her regal, real, and quietly powerful. In an online world where perfection is often manufactured, Dakota's authenticity hit differently. The photo wasn't just trending, it was speaking. And what it said was clear: she's not just fitting in anymore, she's taking up space. And owning every inch of it. Dakota Johnson has always stood out, but this moment marks a transformation in how she's perceived. It's not just about looks, it's about presence. At around 5 feet 7 inches, Dakota's height isn't extreme by Hollywood standards, yet the way she carries herself makes her feel taller than life. The photo revealed more than her frame, it revealed her energy, calm, centered, and quietly commanding. Unlike the over-edited glam shots we're used to, this image captured the raw essence of a woman completely at ease in her body. She's not performing beauty, she's embodying it. And that subtle shift from glamorous to grounded is why this image feels so iconic. But as striking as it was, that photo only scratched the surface. Within hours of the photo going live, social media lit up. Fans flooded comment sections with praise, calling Dakota a vision of real elegance and the definition of timeless beauty. Twitter, Instagram, and even fashion subreddits couldn't get enough of her statuesque silhouette, strong, sleek, and completely natural. But it wasn't just the fans. Stylists and fashion editors started analyzing the image, noting how Dakota's understated posture and fluid lines set a new standard for red carpet poise. What really caught attention, though, was how untouched and authentic the photo appeared. In a digital age obsessed with filters and face-tuning, Dakota's raw presence felt like a quiet rebellion. And yet, what came next added an unexpected layer to the buzz. As the photo gained momentum, not everyone was convinced it was entirely untouched. Some users on X speculated that the image had been subtly enhanced, claiming her waist looked too cinched or her legs unnaturally perfect. A few even questioned whether AI editing tools were involved, especially after a viral post suggested the photo might be digitally optimized. But here's the twist: side-by-side comparisons with candid shots and verified red carpet photos showed almost no difference. If anything, the viral image matched her natural look more than most magazine spreads. The conversation quickly shifted from accusations to admiration, fans praising Dakota not just for her looks, but for staying real in an industry where digital manipulation is the norm. And just when it seemed the moment had peaked, a surprising name weighed in. As with anything that gains viral momentum, skepticism wasn't far behind. A handful of users on platforms like X began speculating whether the photo had been subtly enhanced. Some questioned the lighting, others the contours. Was her silhouette too perfect? A few even hinted at digital retouching. But fans were quick to defend her, pointing out that Dakota has always looked like this, citing past appearances, unfiltered paparazzi shots, and runway moments. There was no obvious distortion, no exaggerated features, just a woman captured in the right light, at the right moment. While the debate stirred briefly, it ultimately only amplified the image's reach, sparking even more interest across platforms. And what happened next took the conversation from social media frenzy to full-on fashion headline. By the end of the week, Dakota's name was making rounds in fashion editorials. Vogue ran a feature dissecting her effortless silhouette, while Elle highlighted her as the unofficial face of minimalist elegance. Designers praised how she brought back the focus to natural form over forced perfection. One editor described her as walking proof that you don't need noise to make a statement. What made this moment even more remarkable was its spontaneity. It wasn't part of a press tour or a campaign rollout. Dakota simply showed up, looked confident, and redefined the conversation about beauty without saying a single word. But just as the fashion world was catching up, another layer of Dakota's appeal came into focus, one that has nothing to do with clothing at all. What truly sets Dakota Johnson apart isn't just her looks, it's her unwavering sense of self. While Hollywood often pushes celebrities into carefully curated molds, Dakota has remained refreshingly unbothered by the pressure. She doesn't chase trends or overexpose her private life for attention. Instead, she lets her presence do the talking, and in this case, one image did more than 1,000 headlines. Insiders say she never expected the photo to go viral, and that's exactly what fans love about her. There's a quiet confidence in how she carries herself, a kind of calm defiance that makes her even more magnetic. It's not about trying to look perfect, it's about owning who you are without apology. And as this moment gained traction, that inner strength became just as talked about as her appearance. But Dakota's journey to this point wasn't without its challenges, and what she once said about staying grounded may just explain it all. Despite growing up in the glare of celebrity, born to Hollywood royalty Melanie Griffith and Don Johnson, Dakota has managed to sidestep the chaos that swallows so many star kids. In interviews, she's often emphasized the importance of staying grounded, crediting therapy, a tight-knit circle of friends, and time away from the spotlight as her secret weapons. She's been candid about anxiety and the need for solitude, which only deepens the public's connection to her. This authenticity, rare in a world of endless PR polish, makes her not just admired, but relatable. She's not just gliding down red carpets, she's navigating life with intention. That balance between grace and grit is what keeps fans coming back, whether she's commanding the screen or making waves with a single, powerful photo. But Dakota's evolution isn't just personal, it's deeply professional too. What she's working on next might just change how we see her forever. Dakota Johnson isn't just taking up more space in Hollywood visually, she's also expanding her influence behind the scenes. In recent years, she's stepped into producing, choosing projects that reflect her voice and push boundaries. Her work in indie films like Cha Cha Real Smooth and her bold performance in Persuasion signaled a shift. Dakota isn't playing it safe anymore. She's taking control of her narrative, picking roles that challenge expectations and show off her emotional range. Fans have noticed her sharp eye for scripts and her desire to champion female-led stories. And with her production company backing projects that highlight raw, authentic characters, she's proving she's not just a face in Hollywood, she's a force shaping its future. But just when you think you've figured her out, Dakota finds a new way to surprise everyone. Online, Dakota Johnson has become more than just a trending name, she's a full-on cultural fascination. From viral interviews to meme-worthy moments, fans can't seem to get enough of her unfiltered charm. Social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram are flooded with posts dissecting her outfits, her walk, even the way she holds eye contact in interviews. But it's not just about aesthetics, there's something magnetic about her presence that resonates. She doesn't overexpose herself, yet every appearance feels iconic. Whether she's subtly clapping back in interviews or simply showing up looking effortlessly composed, Dakota feeds the internet's appetite without ever seeming to try. It's this perfect blend of mystery and authenticity that keeps her endlessly watchable, and keeps fans constantly refreshing for more. But behind all that buzz, there's still one layer of Dakota the world hasn't fully unpacked. Born into Hollywood royalty, Dakota Johnson could have coasted on her famous last name, but she chose a different path. As the daughter of Don Johnson and Melanie Griffith, and granddaughter of legendary actress Tippi Hedren, the spotlight was always waiting. Yet Dakota never leaned on her lineage. Instead, she quietly built her own legacy, one role at a time, slowly redefining what it means to be a modern Hollywood icon. From her breakout in 50 Shades of Grey to her critically acclaimed work in The Lost Daughter and Cha-Cha Real Smooth, she's proven she's far more than just a familiar name. She's depth, talent, and vision rolled into one. Now, with producing credits and boundary-pushing roles under her belt, Dakota's no longer just following in footsteps, she's forging a new path entirely. But what she did next would take even longtime fans by surprise. In early 2025, Dakota made headlines not for a new film, but for a bold creative leap that no one saw coming. She quietly launched her own production company focused on telling stories Hollywood often overlooks, female-led narratives, mental health explorations, and raw, emotional dramas that don't fit the typical studio mold. The announcement came via a short, stylized video posted to her Instagram, instantly amassing over 2 million views. Fans were stunned, not just by the move itself, but by how authentically Dakota it felt. No press tour. No red carpet. Just pure intent. Industry insiders applauded her gutsy pivot, calling it a game-changer for actresses stepping into real creative control. And just like that, Dakota went from indie darling to behind-the-scenes powerhouse. But her next project would take things even further. Dakota's quiet dominance has become a masterclass in redefining what it means to be a modern Hollywood icon. Unlike many of her peers who chase trends or bow to industry pressures, Dakota refuses to shrink herself, literally or metaphorically. She doesn't edit her image to fit a mold, nor does she overexpose her personal life for headlines. Instead, she lets her presence do the talking. Her choice to embrace her natural figure, tall, elegant, and undeniably real, has resonated with fans tired of filtered perfection. Fashion insiders note how her unfiltered look is influencing runways, while wellness advocates applaud her balance of grace and groundedness. Dakota's latest photo didn't just highlight her height or weight, it captured a woman fully at ease with who she is, unapologetically. And in an era obsessed with extremes, that's the kind of boldness that truly turns heads.